The courtyard of the Krellin Dominion was filled with torchlight, alien banners fluttering against the night. Rows of scaled warriors stood in ceremonial formation, their emerald hides gleaming. In the center, bound at the wrist but walking tall, was a human. His name was Daniel Hale, explorer, soldier, and, as of this evening, unwilling sacrifice. "You are accused of trespass," the High Marshal hissed from a stone dais. His eyes glowed amber, cold and merciless. "By Dominion law, intruders must prove strength. You will be given a trial." Daniel said nothing. His jaw was clenched, his lips tight. He knew their kind, reptilian predators who valued power above all else. The marshal gestured to the gates at the far end of the courtyard. With a grinding of gears, the heavy iron doors opened. Beyond them lay only darkness. A deep rumble shook the ground. Then another. The crowd hissed in unison. "The Zarketh awakens," the marshal intoned. "Enter the pit. Survive if you can." Daniel's bonds were cut. 2 guards shoved him forward. He stumbled, then straightened, his steel-blue eyes glaring at the sea of alien faces. He stepped through the gates, and the doors clanged shut behind him. Into the pit. The stench at first, copper, musk, and something rank like spoiled meat. The arena floor was littered with broken bones. From the shadows, 2 yellow eyes blinked open. The Zarketh emerged. It was colossal, twice the height of a human, its hide armored in obsidian plates. Its maw bristled with tusks, each the size of a dagger. When it exhaled, steam rolled from its nostrils. The beast bellowed, a sound that rattled Daniel's ribs. From the stands above, the Krellin cheered. To them, this was sport. A human was prey, nothing more. Daniel flexed his hands. He had no weapon, no armor, just his training and his mind. "All right," he muttered. "Let's dance." The fight. The Zarketh charged, claws gouging the dirt. Daniel dove aside, rolling to his feet just as the beast slammed into the wall with bone-shaking force. Dust rained from the ceiling. The crowd howled in delight. Daniel circled, watching carefully. The beast was powerful but predictable. It lunged, relying on brute force. If he could anticipate its rhythm, he could survive. Again it charged. This time, Daniel sprinted toward it, then veered at the last moment. The Zarketh snapped its jaws, missing by inches. Its tusks stuck briefly in the stone wall. Opportunity. Daniel scrambled up its plated back, grabbing at ridges for leverage. The beast roared and bucked, trying to shake him off. Daniel drove his fists into a seam between its armored plates, searching for weakness. But the hide was thick, too thick. He could never kill it barehanded. And then he remembered, in survival school back on Earth, they had drilled into him one lesson. Every creature has instincts you can use against it. He shifted tactics. Instead of fighting, he focused on its behavior. When the Zarketh tossed him off and circled to strike again, Daniel held his ground. He raised his arms, lowering his body in what humans called a submission posture. The beast froze, nostrils flaring. Daniel stayed still, heart hammering. He avoided eye contact, his body language calm. In predator psychology, this was not defiance. It was acknowledgement. The Zarketh rumbled, confused. It sniffed him, breath hot on his face. The crowd above went silent, unsure what they were witnessing. Then, astonishingly, the beast lowered its massive head. Daniel reached out slowly. His hand touched the rough scales between its eyes. Instead of tearing them apart, the Zarketh let out a deep, almost pleased growl. Bond forged. Minutes passed. Daniel stroked the beast's snout, speaking softly. Words didn't matter. The tone did. Gentle, steady, reassuring. The Zarketh responded, its body relaxing. Its tusks no longer gleamed with bloodlust, but with calm acceptance. Above, the Krellin began to murmur. Confusion spread through their ranks. Daniel smiled grimly. He understood now. This beast wasn't just a killing machine. It was intelligent, bound by social instincts the Krellin had never bothered to notice. To them, strength was domination. To the Zarketh, strength was respect. When the iron gates creaked open again, Daniel did not walk out alone. The beast followed. The return. The courtyard erupted in chaos. Warriors hissed and shouted, scales flashing in alarm. No one had ever returned from the pit alive. Certainly not with the Zarketh at their side. Daniel strode confidently across the stone floor, the beast padding behind him like a massive hound. Its yellow eyes swept the crowd, daring anyone to approach. He stopped before the High Marshal. You wanted proof of strength, Daniel said, his voice carrying. Here it is. Not in killing, but in commanding respect. The Marshal's crest flared in disbelief. Impossible. The Zarketh cannot be tamed. Daniel reached back, scratching the beast's jaw. It rumbled in contentment, lowering itself beside him. The Krelln's faces, if one could call those scale muzzles faces, twisted in shock. Mouths gaped, eyes widened. Their pride, their certainty of superiority, cracked in an instant. Daniel couldn't help himself. He smirked. Priceless. Consequences. What followed changed everything. The Zarketh refused to return to the pit. Wherever Daniel went, it followed, silent, watchful, loyal. Krelln's soldiers gave him wide berth, whispering fearfully. Among the Dominion's people, rumors spread. The human had conquered the unconquerable. Some whispered he was chosen by the old gods. Others insisted he had tricked the beast with forbidden technology. The truth was simpler, yet far more dangerous to their worldview. The human had done what the Krelln never considered. He had offered trust instead of domination. Private audience. Later that night, the High Marshal summoned him. You humiliate us, the Marshal hissed, pacing before the throne. You mock our traditions. You upset the order. Daniel leaned casually against the Zarketh's shoulder. The beast loomed silently, tusks glinting. Or maybe your order was wrong all along. The Marshal's eyes narrowed. We could still kill you. End this here. Daniel met his gaze coolly. Try it. See what happens. He patted the Zarketh's neck. The beast rumbled, its massive claws scraping the stone floor. The Marshal faltered. For the first time, fear flickered in his eyes. A legend begins. Word of the event traveled faster than fire through dry grass. Other species heard of the human, who tamed the untamable. In markets and outposts, stories grew. He had stared into the jaws of death and emerged not as prey, but as master. For Daniel, it was never about mastery. It was about survival, respect, and understanding. Yet he knew the power of perception. If the galaxy wanted to see humans as something new, something unpredictable, he would not argue, because when the aliens sent him to die, they expected a corpse. Instead, he returned with a legend at his side, and their faces, their priceless, stunned faces, were worth every second.